Industrial hygiene has been defined as that science and art devoted to the anticipation, recognition, evaluation, and control of those environmental factors or stresses arising in or from the workplace which may cause sickness, impaired health and well being, or significant discomfort among workers or among the citizens of the community. Industrial hygienists use environmental monitoring and analytical methods to detect the extent of worker exposure and employ engineering, work practice controls, and other methods to control potential health hazards. This presentation covers all the aspects of occupational health and safety. Occupational health and safety include means to control aspects of work production that involve any degree of risk or danger that may cause injury or harm. This process eliminates such elements to ensure employee safety and health. For all employees, reasons for occupational health and safety are ensuring occupational health and safety eliminates possible danger, safeguards employee productivity, assures means to promote workplace processes, protects employee rights, and maintains worker health. Now let's take a look at definition of hazard. Hazard is anything or condition with the potential to cause harm. The potential of a substance, person, activity or process to cause harm, that is, injury or illness. Categories of hazard comprises of anything or condition that can cause physical injury, any infective agent, substance, situation or condition that directly attacks the body tissues causing occupational illness. It includes any pollution, waste, including noise in any form or quantity that impairs the quality of the working environment, such as dust, smoke, gases, radioactivity, and odors. Working conditions that can lead to chronic illness or death are danger to health, limb, or life that is inherent in or is associated with or particular occupation, industry, or work environment. Occupational health and safety is a discipline with a broad scope involving many specialized fields. In its broadest sense, it should aim at the promotion and maintenance of the highest degree of physical, mental, and social well-being of workers in all occupations. It should promote the prevention among workers of adverse effects on health caused by their working conditions. It should also aim at the protection of workers in their employment from risks resulting from factors adverse to health. Successful occupational health and safety practice requires the collaboration and participation of both employees and workers in health and safety programs, and involves the consideration of issues relating to occupational medicine, industrial hygiene, toxicology, education, engineering safety, ergonomics, psychology, etc. Occupational illness is defined as a condition that results from exposure in workplace to a physical, chemical, or biological agent to the extent that normal physiological mechanisms are affected and the health of a worker is impaired. Occupational health hazards include infections through skin and blood infection due to direct contact with waste from infected wounds, eye and respiratory infected dust, disease due to bite of animals feeding on waste, intestinal infections transmitted by flies, chronic diseases such as respiratory diseases and cancers, and accidents such as infected wounds due to sharp objects, poisoning and chemical burns due to hazardous chemical waste mixed with general waste, burn and other injuries due to occupational accidents at disposal sites, bone and muscle disorder due to handling of heavy containers. One of the riskiest industries when it comes to health and safety of employees are interruptions in oil production caused by fire or accident, significant economic losses and potential hazards to humans and the environment. In case of oil refineries, exposure to benzene and naturally occurring radioactive material, substances that are dangerous to health, process chemicals in oil and gas industry cause occupational hazard Numerous activities within the industry that include chemical use of various processes, which includes drilling, cementing, completion, stimulation, and production. Occupational diseases and illnesses can be prevented. The four-step system to prevent occupational hazards is: first of all, spot the hazard. It covers physical inspection of workplace. A hazard is anything with potential to cause injury, illness, or damage. It can be identified by observing workers' tasks, speaking to workers, using safety checklist, review manufacturer's information, and view injury records. Next is assess the risk. Once hazards are identified, determine their level of risk. A risk is the likelihood of a hazard causing injury, illness, or damage to health. It is assessed by potential impact of hazard, how likely is the hazard to cause someone harm. Then fix the problem, also known as risk control. It aims to remove a hazard completely. If this is not possible, a hierarchy of control exists. Eliminate the hazard, substitute the hazard, isolate the hazard, use personal protective equipment, and finally evaluate the results. This comes after the first three steps in the hazard management process. How effective are changes made to fix the problem? Talk to workers and their response. Other approaches followed to support occupational diseases and hazards are: ecological approach, which seeks to ensure a dynamic equilibrium between the industrial worker and his occupational environment. Analyzing the workplace includes setting in which many people spend the largest proportion of their time. It exposes many workers to health hazards. Now, let's take a look at definitions. 4 P's. Occupational health and safety aims at promotion and maintenance of highest degree of physical, mental, and social well-being of workers in all occupation. The prevention of ill health among workers caused by working conditions. Occupational health and safety also aims at the protection of workers in their employment from risk resulting from factors that adversely affect health. It involves the placing and maintenance of the worker in an occupational environment adapted to his physiological and psychological ability. Measures for health protection of workers includes nutrition, communicable disease and control, and environmental sanitation comprising water supply, food, toilet, proper garbage and waste disposal, general plant cleanliness, sufficient space, lighting, ventilation, and protection against hazards. Ensuring better mental health comprises treatment of employees suffering from mental illnesses, rehabilitation of those who become ill, detecting signs of stress and strain and taking necessary measures, promoting health and happiness of workers. Measures for women and children covers maternity leave for 12 weeks with cash benefit under ESI Act, prohibition of night work, and no child below 14 shall be employed. Prevention is the first and safest and also the most effective measure of control for safety, health, and environmental hazards. Safety professionals must become familiar with health and safety issues in the workplace because it's their primary responsibility to manage the safety and health matters or solicit the services of specialists or specific safety situations for successful safety management. Medical measures, planning and carrying out medical examinations for the prevention of occupational diseases. Medical measures for prevention of occupational diseases include pre-placement examination, periodical health checkup, medical and healthcare facilities. Medical measures also include supervision of work environment, which comprises water supply, food, general plant cleanliness, proper garbage and waste disposal, sufficient space, lighting, ventilation and protection against hazards, notification, maintenance and analysis of records, health education and counseling. Engineering measures involves keeping in mind the design of building, good housekeeping, general ventilation, mechanization, substitution, dust enclosure, isolation, local exhaust ventilation, protective devices, research, statistical monitoring, and environmental monitoring. Now let's take a look at role and responsibilities of occupational health nurse, which covers prevention of occupational injury and disease, promotion of health and workability, and improving environment health management. Measures for health protection of workers. While occupational health services are becoming more prevalent throughout the world, resources to develop and sustain these activities often do not keep pace with growing demands. Meanwhile, boundaries of private and work life have been shifting, raising the issue of what can be or should be legitimately encompassed by occupational health. Now, let's take a look at health promotion programs. Employees' daily lifestyle decisions regarding exercise, eating, smoking, and stress management have a direct impact on their present and future health, the quality of their lives, and their job performance. And a company sponsored positive lifestyle change program administered by full time personnel but voluntary and open to all employees will motivate employees to make positive lifestyle changes sufficient to affect both health and quality of life. Another effective measure for health protection of workers includes computer based performance tests, which is a method of detecting workers under the influence of alcohol or drugs at work. They are less intrusive of personal privacy and dignified means of testing impairment for any reason, example lack of sleep, illness, or alcohol or drug intoxication. The employer shall establish means and measures for protecting workers. These involve activities of prevention, information and training workers, particularly to avoid risks or manage those risks that cannot be avoided, give appropriate instructions to workers by promoting common protective measures, adapt working conditions, equipment, and working methods by taking into account developments in techniques. The protection means and measures shall be adapted in cases where the working conditions change. In addition, the employer should take into account the nature of the activities of the company and the capabilities of the workers. If workers from several companies work in the same workplace, the different employers shall cooperate and coordinate their protective measures and risk prevention measures. In addition, activities of first aid, firefighting, and the evacuation of workers in serious and immediate danger must be adapted to the nature of the activities and to the size of the company. The employer must inform and train those workers who could be exposed to serious and immediate danger. The employer shall establish protective and preventative services in their company or establishment, including with regard to activities of first aid and reacting to serious danger. The employer shall therefore appoint one or several trained workers to ensure that the measures are followed or to call the external services. Monitoring the health of workers is ensured by the measures fixed in accordance with the national legislation and practice. Each worker may request a health checkup at regular intervals. Groups of people at risk or particularly sensitive people should be protected against dangers which could affect them specifically. Role of consulting workers includes that employers shall consult workers and their representatives concerning all the issues related to the health and safety at work. Workers' representatives can suggest that the employer takes particular measures. They can enlist the national competent authorities if the employer fails to fulfill their duty. Coming to the end of this presentation, another effective measure for good health of workers includes workers' obligations, in which each worker must take care of their own health and security and that of persons affected by their acts or by their omissions at work. In accordance with the training given and the instructions of their employers, in particular, workers must use equipment, tools, and substances connected to their activity of work correctly, must use protective equipment correctly, refrain from disconnecting, changing, or removing arbitrarily safety devices fitted and finally should immediately inform the employer of any work situation which represents a serious and immediate danger. Hope this presentation was successful in making you aware about all the aspects of occupational health and safety. In the next week, we will discuss about immunity and immunization. Thank you.